it was clear that what he was doing, just reading, really hearing things. I hung out, I was in the wine business, spent a lot of time around people in the food, wine people or food people, generally speaking, and everybody said, and everybody knew that there was something going on. This guy in Chicago was doing something like nobody else was doing. I think the closest thing I could compare it to is what David Boulay was doing when he opened Marcon. And that was sort of the biggest thing that was going on in American food. And the next big thing was what Charlie was attempting to do in Chicago, and everybody knew about it, and people were going out there specifically just to eat at his place to see what the deal was with this guy, this kid. He's from Chicago, self-taught, taught himself in a really, what you call like a very strictly academic fashion. He just started going around the world, read everything. People who know Charlie know that he was a voracious absorber of information. The thing that I also got interested in was he really treated food and his restaurant, he was very academic about it. He had people that he respected, that he wanted to emulate, and it was an imitation, and he noticed that when he got there. When I finally got there, which was in 1994, was when I had my first meal there. And I wound up going there in the context of business because I was on a trip, and Charlie came out and spoke to me, and as he was wont to do, really speaking to every table, and he was very curious. Why are you here? What are you? What's? And it wasn't nosy. It was just he was genuinely curious, and he loved feedback from people about, did you like that? And since I'd spent a lot of time in Europe and in France, eating at a lot of places he kind of took a particular interest in me. Not so much picking my brain, but we had such common experiences. And he would come out, and he would never sit down, but he would stand at my table. I was often alone because I traveled and worked alone, and he'd talk to me for an hour. Total, say during service, he'd talk for about 5 minutes, he'd play it out, talk about it, and he'd say, so what do you think about arpege? You were there? I said, he was constantly gathering information, and it wasn't like picking people's brains, it was, you've done something that interests me, or something that we have in common, and it was just this very academic accumulation of knowledge, which he then would apply, and so the restaurant, you were able to watch it grow just by how much Charlie was gathering. All the time, he just didn't stop. It was his academic side, his curiosity, which was unheard of for a chef that I'd ever met.